That's
Yeah. I mean, I mean, like I pro wrestled. I did it. Like that was like, especially because we're talking 1998, where even with the cruiserweights on WCW, I'm 15 years old. I'm probably 5'5", maybe 105 pounds, and 60 of that's hair, anyways. Uh, so I'd always heard, like, not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You're not big enough to be a pro wrestler. You're never gonna be a pro wrestler. Just because, especially then, not that it still carries over to this day, but especially, in that era, it was, everybody was so preconditioned to 6'5", 320, jacked. And I was just never going to be that. And so it was, yeah, I'd heard the boo birds forever. You're not going to be a pro wrestler. It's not going to happen. 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 Bam, I did it.
one thing that's always crazy to me is you hear about Shawn Michaels and even
Yes.
Sean Waltman and Bret Hart being so small, and it's like if you actually think about it, like they're heavyweights by today's standard, practically, right? Like,
Oh, yeah. It's wild because I remember the first time I met X-Pac, and I was just like, I've been lied to my whole life. This guy's big. Like, he's like a legit 6 something, like right at 6 foot. Like, what are these lies? It's amazing to me, and it's the power of the magic of TV, where you don't appreciate some of these guys' sizes because it's just monsters amongst monsters. The biggest human you'll ever meet in your life is Billy Gunn.
oh
He
yeah, he's
just doesn't.
huge.
Yes, he just doesn't ever stop being. He's just a giant mountain of a man. But when he's standing next to 6'6" Hunter, and Road Dogg's like 6'3", and so it's just like one of these things where, like, I never appreciated how gigantic Billy Gunn was until I met him, and I was just like, oh my god. And X Pac's the same way. Sean Waltman's the same way. Where he's just like, man, you really got boned by TV. Like, it's one of those things where, as pro wrestling has evolved, it's amazing to me that a lot of those guys that I was told as a child were just tiny are actually large sized humans in any other world except for pro wrestling.
One of my biggest triggers, like for a long time, was Scott Hall referring to himself as the medium-sized Meng, when
Yeah.
he's like, what was he, like 6'6", something like that?
6'6", yeah, get out of my face, medium man. I'm wearing a medium shirt right now. You would break all of this.
So with the size thing, and you said you had heard it at that point already. Was it ever a major deterrent to you, or was it something where you're like, it doesn't matter, I'll overcome it?
So I'll say it was delusional optimism as a child, and as an adult, I've kind of as it was never a concern. Never once, because nobody could ever love pro wrestling as much as I loved pro wrestling, right? So, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Didn't matter. Right? Yeah, I could be 2'4". It didn't matter to me. I was going to, like, it. I heard the boo birds. As I got older, I started to understand the logistics of it, but didn't care. I was like, okay, that's just my thing. I'm just gonna be small.